Hi, Darren here at first video of 2024 and a New Year's resolution of sorts. I'll explain. Later this year, I turn 52 and there's nothing I can do about it. So that's 52 years on planet Earth, 52 weeks in a year. You can probably see where this is going. The plan is to drop a short midweek video at 5 minutes tops every week this year. That's one album from every year I've been around, starting in the year of my birth, 1972, smack dab in the middle of Gen X. The post-Beatles kids, the kids growing up through glam, disco, punk rock, hip-hop and beyond. And the aim here is to foreground a significant album for each year. Not the best, not necessarily the coolest or the most iconic, but significant to me and hopefully to some of you watching out there. No one is born cool. My first words weren't, Ziggy Stardust. So naturally, the first 5 or 6 records here will be kind of retrospective discoveries of one sort or another. But after that, I'll be trying to stay honest. So be warned, the early 80s in particular may prove especially bumpy. Right, on with it. Week 1, 1972. And some weeks I might mention 1 or 2 contenders that were in the running. But for me, for this year, there was only ever one record in my mind. So late May of 1972, and the #1 single on the day I was born was drawn from this album, the pinnacle of glam rock, maybe. And the absolute height of this band's fame and popularity. And that single was Panic by the Smiths. No, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself here. It was, of course, Metal Guru by T.Rex. And the album it preceded was The Slider. Peak Bolan, peak Bowie, peak glam. I've always preferred this one to Ziggy Stardust. For me, Bowie made better, more interesting records at various points in his career. But I think Bolan never bettered The Slider in my eyes. And in the eyes of the UK public, I guess, too. Both Metal Guru and Telegram Sam were #1 singles in the UK in the first half of 72. But further fantastic singles aside, I'm thinking Children of the Revolution, 20th Century Boy, for starters. T.Rex just wouldn't top the charts ever again. Great production on this album from Tony Visconti. It's got that thick 70s kind of chocolatey harmonics thing going on, but with a real pop. There's a punchy kind of clarity that a lot of contemporary records just didn't nail. That Bolan boogie is particularly strong on this one. I mean, the singles aside, Rock On and Baby Strange, they really sport that kind of sleazy, hypersexual kind of strut to the nth degree. But it's tracks like Chariot Chugel and most of all, I think Buick McCain as a candidate for my favourite T.Rex song of all time. These tracks really push the gauges into the red. Rabid, rickety, repetitive riffing. It's fantastic stuff. There are some classic string heavy, slowies on here too, in Mystic Lady, Rabbit Fighter. And I'll give a special shout out as well here for the closing track, Main Man. This is one of the most kind of hazily narcoleptic numbers in the Bolan canon. These queasy, warbling backing vocals and a throbbing, kind of treacly shuffle beat that always, sounds in danger of getting gummed up in that thick, woozy production. This song conjures an utterly unique atmosphere. It genuinely sounds unlike anything else of that period to me. And that really is The Slider. I'll happily admit, I came to this record the long way around, of course, after discovering that Metal Guru was my birthday, my #1 single. But I'm very, very glad I found it. Bolan was an odd character for sure. Kind of childlike, utterly self-concerned and self-mythologizing, but a pretty striking lyricist when you break some of his stuff down. Just kind of one of those born to be a rock star types who don't seem to exist anymore. And Marc met rather a sad and sudden end too. But in doing so, I think he managed to avoid the worst of that kind of dumbed down boot boy kind of glam streak that followed T.Rex's decline, and for that, I think he should be lauded. That's that. That's week 1, 1972. Tune in again midweek each week for another year and another album. I'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.